Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome. Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Holy cow, Keith. Whoa. I mean that metaphorically. That's not, we're not fat shaming here. I'm just saying, what kind of allergic reaction did you have yesterday? My goodness.
Can't just say hello.
You need some Benadryl or something. Seriously.
I think
Do we have
being
Benadryl
concerned.
in the building?
We do all game.
Yeah, Chris, you might want to. That's the worst.
I mean, thank you for being concerned.
Worst
I
allergic
appreciate it.
reaction I've ever. Somebody have an EpiPen? EpiPen for Keith? 'Cause, wow.
Let me eat.
Welcome to the show, Jeffy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keith
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Yeah, I know, right? Right? You immediately get a warm,
Good to be here.
warm welcome.
Yeah.
Keith's off today. He's got some, I don't know. I think he's changing genders.
He's got
pretty much
some
doing.
kind of ectomy going on.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't, HIPAA
Some
laws
deal.
and all, you can't really talk about it in
Right.
depth. But
That's right. But yeah, he's getting a sex change. So
wait.
whatever. That's great. I mean, it's desirable, right? It's better.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
It's
It is
better.
ma'am.
And that's what he'll be saying very soon. But you won't have to remind people. It'll be so obvious that he's now
Right.
a woman. So that'll be good. Hey, did you see my boy Zach Wilson got traded?
I did.
Finally happened.
I did.
He got the okay from the New York Jets, I don't know, months ago. And somebody finally picked him
And
up.
Denver.
Yeah. So going to the Denver Broncos.
They traded for him for like, I don't know, $4 or $5.
And a 14th round pick or something.
Yeah.
7 rounds after the draft is over.
They get a pick.
They get a pick.
They get a pick. Yeah.
So they're excited about that.
Yeah, they are.
They're really
They
excited.
are. We'll see. We'll see. It's
see.
kind of a surprising move, but
Yeah, but I mean,
they
this,
kick one Wilson out, they bring in another one.
this could be really good. He'll be with Sean Payton,
Yeah,
who's a
that's what they said
good
about
quarterback
Russell.
coach. Yeah, I know. That's true. So we'll see what happens there. Also, just a ton going on. There is so much anti-Semitism going on.
It's
sweeping
unbelievable.
the country and the
I think
world.
It's not unbelievable, but
I mean, it's
anymore,
really
but-
bad. A year ago, would you have believed it? I don't know that I would have believed that it would be so prevalent and so obvious. And nobody cares.
Around the country.
Yeah,
I mean-
everywhere, especially university campuses.
Yeah.
And the elite university campuses are the worst among them
Yes.
because I guess they're so educated on the Israeli-Palestinian situation.
Well,
They've got so much knowledge jammed into those big fat heads of theirs that they can't help but just love Hamas. It's incredible to watch it unfold.
yes, it is.
The never again is happening right now. This is how it all began in Germany, with hating the Jews, with protesting, with screaming in their faces, with telling them they're not welcome in your neighborhood or at your university or any of those things. They can't go outside without being harassed. It's incredible. There was an article yesterday, why the anti-Israel crowd won't stop harassing Jews. The anti-Israel demonstrations around Columbia University turned threatening and anti-Semitic Saturday night, as they have repeatedly done across the country. On social media, you can find footage of crowds taunting Jewish students. Go back to Poland. I think we played that yesterday, didn't we? Chanting, "We don't want no Zionists here." Of course, we'll ignore the double negative, which makes it a positive statement. It shows that you do want Zionists there. Because if you don't want no Zionists there, that must mean you want some Zionists there. But that's beside the point. There's a masked protester with a sign that read Al-Qassam's next target, with an arrow pointing at the Jewish counter-protesters. Al-Qassam, of course, is the military wing of Hamas. A protester also screamed at Jewish students, this is all on video, "The 7th of October is going to be every day for you." Jeez. Wow. The protest groups and their supporters have attacked the Biden administration for denouncing these incidents and the media for reporting them. We're frustrated by media distractions focusing on inflammatory individuals who do not represent us. According to the Columbia chapter for Students for Justice in Palestine.
Love them.
Aren't they great?
Yeah, love them.
Had them over to the house for dinner the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were lovely. Just a lovely group of people. It is true that most anti-Israel protesters do not engage in anti-Semitic harassment. Is it? I wonder if that is true. I'm not sure I agree with that statement. It is also true that the formal demands associated with anti-Israel protests are legitimate. No, they're not.
Right.
No, they're not.
Right. No.
Again, they're excusing it all and do not require the collective punishment of American Jews. But the reason incidents like these occur over and over is that they're part of the ideological character of the movements that give rise to them. Dismissing this pattern as the actions of, quote, inflammatory individuals, unquote, is to evade the question of who is inflaming them. The anti-Israel movement exists in the United States as a result of a decades-long conflict in the Middle East, the cause of which is complex. Not really. It's really not that tough and has faults on many sides, according to the article. It was both inevitable and necessary for the United States to have a pro-Palestinian movement. No. The makeup of that movement is the contingent, tragic factor that has made its activities so ugly and routinely bigoted. The main national umbrella group for campus pro-Palestinian protests is Students for Justice in Palestine. SJP takes a violent eliminationist stance toward Israel. They want to eliminate Israel, in other words.
Hello.
That's their thing. In the wake of the October 7th terrorist attacks, it issued a celebratory statement instructing its affiliates that all Jewish Israelis are legitimate targets. Jeez. So how do you have sympathy for these groups and these protesters? It's ugly and it's wrong and it's amazing. It's happening all over again.
And it's not, I don't know that it's going to go away anytime soon. I mean, we have even all the big money people are pulling their money in support of these universities, but
yeah,
the students don't care.
Here's a look at one of these protests. Is this from Columbia? Yep. We don't want no two-state. We want 48. They don't want no two-state. We want all of it. Okay, well, there's your problem right there.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't want no two-state. They want the 48. You're talking about, is it me or are they talking about the 48 contiguous states in the United States of America? Is that not what they're saying?
That's what I thought.
Yes.
They want the 48. They don't understand. There's two others they'd be missing out on that are pretty nice states, Alaska and Hawaii. But I guess they're not interested
we don't
because they're not contiguous.
Yeah.
We don't want no two-state. We want the 48. So what is that but a caliphate? You're talking about taking over the United States of America. And we're not interested in your two-state. We want it all. Now that doesn't rhyme. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking there because part of their thing is everything has to rhyme. That didn't rhyme.
No, it didn't.
But what they're telling you is they're not interested in a two-state solution. They want it all. They want to take Israel. It's not okay for them to have the state of Israel. They want it eliminated. That's what you're dealing with here. That's who these people are. They want the elimination of Jews and Israel.
Period.
And the United States, for that matter. Period. That's what they want. How does anybody muster any sympathy for these groups? Well, it's just a small... No, it's not a small percentage. It's not. It's not okay. And it's not just a small percentage.
No, it's not. And we had, what's her face? Representative Omar's daughter.
Ilhan Omar,
her daughter was swept up in the arrests, who claims now she's doesn't have a place to live.
Oh, no.
And, times are tough. But she also spoke out on MSNBC after her arrest.
Oh. Do other student groups have this kind of target on their back, or do you feel that you are being targeted because of the fact that it is in solidarity with Palestinians and against what Israel is doing to Palestinians?
Of course, that's how they feel.
This is 100% targeted. Every single protest that we have, there's a group of counter-protesters that bring all of their items, their flags and things like that, and they're not seen as having unsanctioned protests or really receive the kind of disciplinary warnings that many of our fellow organizers receive just for being seen at these protests. And so there is definitely some hypocrisy here, especially you can kind of see it with the students that were sprayed us with the chemical weapons and the fact that there's no public information as to what happened to them, but rather the university is actively discussing what is happening to the students
from
here
Palestine
and making
to
it
the
a whole
USA. Real revolution is on the way.
When we haven't done anything to physically harm students, whereas those that sprayed those chemical weapons physically harmed students.
Okay, what an idiot. Wow.
Now, are we sure that that's her daughter or her niece?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah. It's her daughter niece. Yeah. Because I don't know if that's the child between she and her husband brother, but
I was just asking.
Yeah. It's a good question, really. I don't know. The family dynamic there is pretty interesting.
It is. It is.
So whatever. It's beautiful though. We know that.
We see their protests. I mean, they want
it
revolution.
All. Yeah. They're talking about bringing revolution to the United States of America. This is really dangerous, horrific stuff. Really bad. That in the 1930s led to the 1940s and the Holocaust. Which, by the way, once again, we said, never again. And then we sit back and watch the same thing take root and begin to grow.
Well, our immigration policies and our educational policies at the universities, and we've just let it grow.
Yeah,
without paying attention.
Yeah, and now we're in this situation where they all think they're doing the right thing too. They hate Israel. They think hating Jews is fine. It's not bigoted.
And they hate us.
And they hate us.
America.
They hate America. Yeah.
The Death to America crowd used to be over there.
Right.
Over there.
Nope. It's in our backyard and our front yard right now.
Yeah.
And in part, this is all brought on by the Obama-Biden policy toward the Middle East. They've certainly contributed to all this. Josh Hammer wrote for the Daily Caller. Pretty good article. The terrorist Iranian regime's unprecedented recent attack on Israel, which included 185 drones, 36 cruise missiles, and 110 surface-to-surface missiles, is an unambiguous casus belli, an act of war, under international law. Of course, Iranian proxies spread across the Middle East, such as Lebanon-based Hezbollah, Gaza-based Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and the Yemen-based Houthis, have committed countless previous acts of war against Israel, but last weekend was something entirely different. For the very first time since fanatical Islamists overthrew Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi and took power in 1979, Iran launched such attacks directly from its own soil. The regime's attack against the Jewish state, a tactical failure in which 99% of Iran's varying projectiles were successfully intercepted by Israeli Defense Forces and a U.S.-led multinational coalition, is highly revealing. No longer can anyone deny the Iranian regime's role as head of the snake of Middle East chaos, nor can anyone now deny the regime's genocidal intentions. Turns out that when they chant death to Israel in the streets of Tehran, they really mean it. They also chant death to America, incidentally. So they go on to describe the policies that helped bring all of this about. The Middle East realignment, so doggedly pursued by President Joe Biden and by former President Barack Obama before him, got us here. Under the Obama-Biden foreign policy doctrine, and Iran so emboldened that it feels free to wage offensive war against Israel in such brazen fashion, is not an exception. It's a feature. steeped in pseudo-academic theories, such as post-colonialism and surrounded by left-wing ideologues who held America and Western civilization responsible for collective global sin, Obama sought to remake the Middle East map. On the one hand, he sought to hamstring the region's sole outpost of Western civilization, Israel, as well as America's traditional Sunni Arab allies like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. On the other hand, he bolstered those countries' natural foes, Iran, Qatar, and the political Islam of the Muslim Brotherhood. You remember that?
Yep.
Remember how he emboldened the Muslim Brotherhood? And his head guy, I believe it was at the CIA, right, said they're not, it isn't, it's not a terrorist organization. It's a religious organization. The Muslim Brotherhood and Islamic Jihad. Jihad wasn't anything about war. It was about, I don't know, togetherness or something. It's about bringing people together.
Thing, yeah.
So Biden has just continued these policies, and that's why they leave them the piles of cash on the tarmac of airport runways. That's why they free up their bank accounts. That's why they're sending them money, because they're playing both sides against the middle once again, and it's dangerous. So if we don't do something about that this November, we're going to be incredibly sorry for the fruit that this bears, because Iran will just be more and more emboldened as time goes on.
Yeah.
And if this guy wins yet another term in office, man, I don't know. I don't know how you survive that.
I don't know either, and that just cannot happen, right? I mean, it just
can't.
It just
No, it can't happen. Nope.
We cannot allow that to happen.
Man,
we just can't. We just can't.
Obama also used a Passover message yesterday to work Palestinians into the Jewish holiday. What a perfect and appropriate place and time to do that, right? Isn't that great?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I want to be inclusive.
All right. Yeah. And especially of the people who just slaughtered 1,200 people in Israel a few months ago. You want to include them, you know? He called for empathy for those suffering in Israel and Gaza and for solidarity with people of all religions. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So that kind of obscures the fact that Palestinian terrorists continue to hold 133 Israeli hostages, which he did not mention. He failed, in fact, to even bring that up. Instead, saying that people should, quote, remember everyone who is unable to celebrate the holiday with their loved ones, unquote. He also failed to mention the ongoing wave of anti-Semitism on college campuses and in Democrat-run cities, saying that people of all religions deserve to feel safe and secure wherever they are. Isn't that a beautiful message? Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you.
It is heartwarming.
And the Palestinians, thank you. He also botched the meaning of the Passover holiday, which is not about resilience, redemption, and renewal, which is what he said it was, but specifically about freedom, the freedom of the Israelite slaves who were liberated in the Exodus from Egypt. Like hostages and anti-Semitism, the word freedom did not appear in Obama's message. He also neglected the fact that for many Jews, the freedom of the hostages, many of whom are slaves, is a major Passover theme this year. But he completely ignored it. He initially supported Israel unequivocally after Hamas started the war. But after the pressure from the left, of course, he's backtracked just like Joseph Robinette Biden has backtracked. And now, again, they're playing both sides. All right, let me tell you about Fast Growing Trees. Take a minute and remind you that it's the biggest online nursery in the U.S. They have more than 10,000 different kinds of plants, over 2 million happy customers in the U.S. They have everything you could possibly want. Fruit trees, palm trees, evergreens, house plants, whatever you need, whatever you want, they have it. So If you're interested in having something spice up your yard or inside your house, they will turn you on to the perfect plant or tree for your space and for your climate. Fast Growing Trees makes it really easy to order online. And your plants are shipped directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. Along with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee, they offer free plant consultation forever. So if you have any questions, you just call them up. They'll help you out with it. Plus, this spring, they have the best deals online, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And because you listen to this show, you'll get a free additional, 15% off your first purchase when you use the offer code PAT at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. This offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And the other aspect of all this, equivocation from Biden, from his former boss and probably current boss, Obama, is that Israel planned a much bigger retaliation than happened this last weekend. You know, they shot a couple of missiles at Iran and called it good. I mean, Iran just basically laughed in their face. Obviously they're just putting on a show. But Israel really wanted to put the hammer down. Guess who talked him out of it? Guess who told them to scale that back? Yes, Joe Biden. Joe Robinette Biden. They abandoned their plans for a much more extensive counterstrike after concerted diplomatic pressure from the United States and, of course, other foreign allies, and because the brunt of an Iranian assault on Israel's soil had been thwarted. That doesn't matter. They tried to kill a lot of people.
Yeah,
350 projectiles came their way.
I don't know. If it means that they're going to go in and destroy Gaza, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, maybe.
If that's the compromise.
And it doesn't. There is something to be said for it because it doesn't increase and widen and spread this conflict even more.
Right.
Which could involve us.
Absolutely.
If it gets too far out of control.
Which
probably would.
Which is why I was even surprised that they retaliated at all.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, they had to. I mean, that's what they do. They never allow that to go unanswered. They originally discussed bombarding several military targets across Iran, including some near Tehran, the Iranian capital, in retaliation. Such a broad and damaging attack would have been far harder for Iran to overlook, increasing the chances of a forceful Iranian counterattack that could have brought the Middle East to the brink of a major regional conflict. In the end, after Biden, along with the British and German foreign ministers, urged Netanyahu to prevent a wider war, Israel opted for a more limited strike that avoided significant damage. I'm sure what they wanted to do was take out their nuke plant. I'll bet that's what they had planned on doing because they've been talking about doing that for a long time. And everybody wants that. Everybody wants that. Maybe we should have let them. That might come back to bite us in the end.
Maybe.
Still, in the view of Israeli officials, the attack showed Iran the breadth and sophistication of Israel's military arsenal. Instead of sending fighter jets into Iranian space, Israel fired a small number of missiles from aircraft positioned several hundred miles west of it on Friday. One of the Iranian officials said they shot toys at us. So, okay. Well, maybe it wasn't strong enough then. Maybe we should
same kind of toys you shot at Israel.
Yeah, right. The 99.9% didn't get through.
Right.
Israel also sent us some small attack drones known as quadcopters to confuse Iranian air defenses. I guess military facilities in Iran have been attacked by those kinds of drones several times in recent years, and on several occasions, Iran has said it didn't know who the drones belonged to. And so, who knows what game is being played here. Supposedly, after Israel killed those Iranian generals in Syria. Iran sort of reached out to the Biden administration through Turkish emissaries,
Right.
and said, "Hey, we're going to respond to this. We have to. What will you guys do about it?" And supposedly, Biden gave them the go-ahead under certain parameters.
Well, yes, supposedly.
So, I absolutely believe that goes on behind the scenes. Absolutely. This is all part of the whole we don't fight wars anymore like we used to. And the wars that we do fight last forever. So it just enriches people. It enriches the defense contractors and the people who support them and are on the take from them. And so you get never-ending war, never-ending conflict that doesn't decide anything, and people just continue to die for no apparent reason.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really...
we've got it going on around the world now.
We do.
We've talked about it. It's just, this administration has brought us war around the world. We have Ukraine, Middle East, right? We have war in, we have Haiti on fire.
Oh,
right?
My gosh.
Haiti, literally on fire. Apparently barbecue is barbecuing.
He sent out the message to all the gang members, burn everything in sight until you get to the palace, and then burn that down too.
We have coups in Africa and battling in Africa.
And why? Why are we in Africa? That's just bizarre to me. And we're in African nations that some people have never even heard of, let alone knew that we'd sent troops there. Yeah. It's incredible.
I guess we're finally getting out of Niger. Okay.
Sure we are.
I thought the same thing.
Sure we are. Okay. Wink, wink. We're getting out. Right. Okay. But who is going to talk about getting back the American hostages if they're still alive?
That's what I'd like to know.
There's still 6 of them. And when we had the meeting with the Israeli consul general last week in Glenn's office, we asked about the American hostages, and she said there's 6 that we know of still.
Okay, still alive.
Still, and that's the thing. The next question was, do we think they're still alive, or could they be dead? And she said very, very likely they could be dead. So maybe they know that, and that's why they're not talking about them anymore, because they don't want to deal with that and the fallout. I don't know. But here's John Fetterman talking about the Gaza hostages.
I'm here in my office, and all of these hostages, they've been up on our walls for over 6 months. And that's exactly where they're going to stay until everyone is brought back home.
Wow.
And I'll never understand why we're not talking about that more, and why there's not more stories about that in the media. We don't even know exactly where they are and if they are even okay. It's very clear that we always make sure that we always talk about this and demand that, and make sure until every last one is accounted for and brought back home, because anyone wants peace, we have to do this. And remember that if Hamas would just send everybody home and surrender, all of the death, destruction, and misery in Gaza would end right now. Our office will never stop talking about this till everyone is brought back home.
Wow.
Right?
Who else is doing that? We haven't even seen Republican senators doing that.
We have not.
Nobody is doing that except John Fetterman.
Amazing.
Wow. Would you have ever expected that when we first started talking about this guy? No, you're right.
No.
That's right. Wow. So, that's great.
Yes, it is.
Again, to give credit where credit is due, that's really powerful and courageous, because that's not the popular thing in the Democrat Party right now. You know he's getting hassled every time he leaves his office. Every single time. That. Yeah. Wow. All right. We'll check in with Jeffy at a Fat 5 coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Got some tweets here. Dirty Mule tweets, Keith needs the new Benadryl XXL for when allergic reactions cause unwanted tonnage. I think swelling is what you meant to say there, right? Unwanted swelling in Keith's case today.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny,
it is funny, right?
That's funny.
Right? Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you appreciate it.
No, I do.
Eric White, privileged, tweets, when they say death to Israel and death to America, I take them at their word. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
From Dr. Spoons, I think we want 48 means 1948 before Israel existed in its current incarnation.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. I mean,
okay, but that's when Israel was established, was 1948, like May 14th, I think, 1948. So if they want to go back to 1948, then you do have Israel still.
Well,
so depending on what month.
After May 14th.
Yes. But as with now, back then, they wanted the destruction of Israel. They didn't want Israel to have a state. That's why they said no to the state that was set up for them.
Right.
When the partition happened, they were given the same amount of territory as Israel. There was a Palestinian strip and Israel strip. And they said, nope, we want it all.
Because it wasn't enough.
Right.
It wasn't enough.
Yep. And it included Israel, which was unacceptable to them and has always been unacceptable. But yeah, maybe the 1948, maybe that's the 48 is a reference to that.
But all their signs talk about revolution here, too.
Yes, they do.
So, I mean, I would not be surprised if it means both.
I wouldn't either. Not of this world. Pat, satanic rituals never make a lot of sense to the living. Okay. Eric Wolf. So Hamas accuses Israel of genocide while they plan to commit genocide against Israel. Classic example of projection, as usual. Rowdy introvert. Wait, did Ilhan Omar's daughter just say 100%? I've been told that 100% is racist.
Yeah, only for you.
Oh, yeah. Her. If you're a whitey.
Yeah.
Jason Jasonson tweets, Ilhan Omar's family tree is a circle. Patriot Beagles 2, the protests are just a continuation of the fundamental transformation. That was carried on by Barack Obama is being finished by Joe Robinette Biden. Gender McGenderface, I'm sorry, but if your cult-like chants don't rhyme, I can't take you seriously.
Yeah, but when you're out there free-forming.
Yeah.
You know.
It doesn't work.
Well,
right? Does it? You're okay with it?
Yeah, when you're out there free-forming, you're trying.
Okay.
You're trying.
All right. So, what was that? Play that chant again from Colombia yesterday, because I forget exactly how it went. Yeah. We don't want no two-state. We want 48. No. We don't want no two-state. We want all of it. Wait. No,
yeah,
see? Again.
She's just free-forming.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We want all of it. Sorry, Puddin', that doesn't work. Just doesn't work. Good try, though. Nice try.
That was sad.
All right, Jeffy's got a fat five or five. Yeah, it's a fat five.
It's a fat five today.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Your girl, Taylor Swift, doing it again.
My girl?
Your girl, Taylor Swift, the Tortured Poets Department on its first day of release, which was, last Friday.
31 songs in that.
Yeah, for the double
according
release.
To my daughter-in-law. 31 wonderful songs.
Oh, man. On fire.
Can't get enough. Can't get it. How many times have you listened to it so far?
Spotify.
How many times?
Well,
like whole thing, all the way through?
One.
One?
One time.
You listened to the whole thing all the way through?
31?
Yes. One.
Just one?
One.
It's like Lay's potato chips. You can't do just one. I mean, once you hear
But I did all the songs.
You crave it.
I mean, Spotify tweeted out, history made.
Oh.
History made.
Yeah.
300 million streams in a single day. But that wasn't enough for the Swifties because they were pissed that Spotify didn't add a picture of Taylor to their tweet. So
can never make them happy. Did you honestly listen to all 31 songs?
Yeah, I did. I was curious. Wow. I was really curious.
And?
Okay.
Okay.
On top of that,
you loved it then. Good.
Fortnite.
Riveting.
The album's Post Malone featuring first single set the record as the platform's most streamed song in a single day.
I did like that one. That was because it had Post Malone. Yeah.
31 songs.
All right.
1.4 million copies in the traditional album sales. In the deluxe streaming and digital editions.
That just doesn't happen anymore.
No, it does not.
You never get, well, except with Taylor Swift releases. That's the only time you get over 1 million in the first week.
I mean,
jeez.
Holy cow.
So that was like day one?
Yeah. That was just
1.4 million?
Yep.
Wow.
It should be all right.
She's doing okay.
Should be all right.
Yeah.
It should be all right.
Yeah. I think so.
It'll end up just being a Taylor Swift wing at the Rock Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
And again, I know you of course mentioned it yesterday, but congratulations to Foreigner.
Yes.
Needs mentioning again.
This
show, and you in particular, had a hand in making it happen, and I am
big time.
I am pissed. It's ridiculous that all these stories mention, they had a big starry push at the end. Mark Ronson, Jack Black, Slash, and Paul McCartney.
And I believe that did help him get inducted.
I do too.
But who got him nominated?
Well, thanks to the party. We appreciate you coming to the party, but the groundwork was laid, my friends.
You bet.
The groundwork was laid.
When did we do that interview with the guy from Rock Hall of Fame?
It was last year.
That was in March or something, right?
Yeah.
March or April.
So, we have the induction ceremony held in October, the 19th of October at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland. They looked all over the world and decided, you know what, we'll stay home in Cleveland. It will stream on Disney Plus, airing on ABC at a later date, and available on Hulu the next day.
Okay.
I saw an interview on 13 Wham Fox in Rochester, hometown of Lou Gramm. He had this to say when asked what it means to himself and the band.
What does it mean for you guys as a whole?
I know, I just said that.
I think it kind of quantifies our work as songwriters and a live rock band. It really in terms of the majority of people at large, that they could finally see us as someone who has the ultimate award to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He struggles now,
and
he struggles.
What do you mean?
Well, you saw it. I mean,
I was not going to say anything, but
saw.
Is he okay?
No, well, kind of. He had a brain tumor or something.
Oh, wow.
Like 20 years ago or something that had to be taken out. And so he struggles a little bit now.
And when asked how he felt about all the years waiting for the induction and the due that he and the band were owed, he had this to say.
Okay.
Well, that's true, and I know that there's reasons for it, which I would never discuss now, but I'm very proud and happy to be a member.
There you go. Thank you.
What he's saying there is their induction prior to this, or non-induction prior to this, was political.
Absolutely.
And it's because somebody at the Rock Hall didn't like them and their politics. Yep. So at least he didn't go down that road again.
No, he didn't. He was nice.
And he's in it now. And let's.
He said his face was hurting from smiling too much. So, it's long overdue.
Good.
So congratulations. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
As a side note, I told you Cher was going to get in. There was no way that Cher doesn't get in. The only artist to have a number one song in the past 6 decades. Hello, Cher. We'll see if she shows up.
The only artist to have a number one song in the past 6 decades?
In each of the past 6 decades.
Oh, in each of them?
Each of the past 6 decades, yeah.
What?
That's what they say.
What?
So
she had it in the teens, in the 20-teens and the 2000s. She had number ones? Yeah. No. Cher?
Talk about Cher, the legend.
The last big hit she had was that auto-tune thing. Do you believe? Remember that?
Yeah. I love that.
That was in the 90s.
She just had a Christmas song, though, hit number one this past year. So she did?
Yeah. What Christmas song?
She was hawking some new Christmas song because she was on Kelly Clarkson. Now, here we go. Now, listen to this, though.
All right.
So I don't even know if she's going to show up to the ceremony. I don't know what happens because she was on Kelly Clarkson, and she told Kelly she didn't want anything to do with the Rock Hall of Fame.
You have number one spanning 7 decades. Yeah. No one will accomplish that.
No, 2 of us have.
Who? Are you going to say a band? Don't say a band.
It's a band.
It doesn't count.
The Rolling Stones and me.
That's incredible.
Right, and I'm not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wait.
Cher didn't hold back on the Kelly Clarkson
Nor
show about the fact that she's never been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I wouldn't be in it now if they gave me $1 million.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding you. I was about to say something else. Yes, I was about to say I'm not.
Yeah.
Right.
If you ever change your mind,
I'm never.
No,
if
you okay?
Okay.
I have things in my career
just
like
go,
that.
You know what themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see. We don't need this, but I don't care about her performance there with Kelly. Ugh.
Okay, so her success, according to this article, this is from Forbes magazine, her success is nearly unparalleled.
Think about it.
Superstar scores yet another number one hit on the Billboard chart, and in doing so, she's managed to feat no other woman has accomplished in U.S. history. Okay, so you're right, it was a Christmas song. DJ Play a Christmas Song went to number one.
I know I was right.
Back in December. On the dance electronic song sales chart. Okay. Stop it. I thought you were talking about the main Billboard.
I can't help what
chart.
you thought. I'm just
DJ Play a Christmas Song on the dance electronic song sales chart.
That sales chart was made up just for that song too. I guarantee you that.
It was. So she earned her first number one smash on a Billboard chart this decade with that song.
So there you go.
So there you go.
So let's just shut up.
That's not a legit stat. I knew it couldn't be. All right.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
We'll see.
Congratulations
Yeah.
to Cher. Right?
Obviously, she's not going to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
way.
presentation.
Well, she can't, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't
After
think
that,
so. You wouldn't
I know.
think so.
It's embarrassing.
All right, we got more of the Fat Five in just a minute. But abortion's been the greatest sin in our nation's history, and it keeps happening. Happens every single day. And unfortunately, overturning Roe v. Wade was just the first step in a long list of steps we need to take to cleanse our country of this horrific stain. The Ministry of Preborn empowers young expectant mothers in crisis to choose life. And they do that by showing them the ultrasound, which changes everything. As you know, if you've ever seen an ultrasound of your baby in the womb, it is such a fantastic, miraculous event. And then you post those pictures on your refrigerator, you send them to friends. It's fantastic. And about doubles the chance that the baby will be born alive when the expectant mother sees and hears the ultrasound, hears that heartbeat, understands that that's human life. So to donate, whether you can do $28 or $1, maybe $28 a month, whatever you can afford, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or preborn.com/Pat.
That gray is unleashed. More of the Fat Five. You should subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcast. 50 Cent, you know him, you love him, announced the new home for his film and television studios. And the only reason I'm doing this story, Pat, is because I thought of you immediately.
Okay.
He posted on his Instagram, excited to announce the expansion of G Unit Film and Television through the launch of my G Unit Studios right here in beautiful Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, really?
I thought.
Oh my God!
I thought of you.
He could own the entire town.
Well, he has. I mean, they gave him the key.
About $800.
The mayor said, "We're thrilled the G Unit's going to be there. The city's rich culture and talent provides the perfect backdrop for this endeavor, and we're eager to collaborate."
What is he making?
I don't know, and I don't know why. I mean, Shreveport, Louisiana, is
a pit.
It's tough to make it a destination.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at
man.
that. It's tough to make it a destination, but I guess maybe they gave him big tax breaks and
maybe.
he's all in.
Is he from there?
No.
Oh, weird.
No, that's what I thought too. I looked it up. So I think he was born in New York, and he moved to Houston and calls Houston his home. He fell in love with Houston. So, I mean, I don't know where
that's weird.
I don't know what the Shreveport connection is, but it's there.
All right.
So,
he's made a couple of films already and television shows.
Yeah, G Unit. What are we talking about? It's 50 Cent. Wow.
Are you not up on your Fitty?
No doubt.
Information?
I'm not up on my Fitty at all.
Those are my favorite stories. So when he came to the radio stations that I worked at in Tampa, I mean, 50 doesn't travel alone.
Oh, he does not.
No,
I know that.
50 has an
entourage. He does,
for sure.
man. And I went down to see the interview and listen to the interview outside the radio studio that he was giving, and there was just a crowd of people around the studio. And the one guy comes next to me and he stands up. He looks at me and he says, "Hey, I'm with 50." Okay.
Did he actually say 50 or did he say 50? You think?
50, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm curious to know what his Black Mafia family TV show is about, or Power Book 4, The Force.
Well, those are about quantum physics, I think. They take a deep dive into quantum physics.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you buy the streaming and watch it.
Right.
So,
okay.
Make G Unit some money and help Shreveport out.
It's just that easy.
So this portion of the Fat Five was brought to you by Kexi Cookies. Today's the last day, by the way, for the giveaway that you have for the Mother's Day box.
Right.
So you need to enter. So make sure you go to follow Kexi on Instagram.
Yes.
Kexi Bakery.
And the Mother's Day box is available now, and these sell out really fast. So get it today. All right.
They're pretty.
Go to Kexi.com and get it, because delicious cookies, the best on earth. I was a little insulted. Did you see in the kitchen?
I didn't. What is in the kitchen?
A huge party box of crumble cookies.
What? We did the experiment.
Yeah.
They suck.
I know. In comparison.
Yeah, in comparison, yes.
Yes. So I was
wow, that's a slap on the face.
That is a slap in the face, man.
Mm-hmm.
And a spit and a kick.
Is that just Crumble slapping you in the face by sending them here? Or did someone order them?
I think somebody ordered them and brought them here for an in-your-face to Pat Gray. I'm going to look into it.
That cannot be allowed.
Believe me, I'm looking into it.
I'll check security cameras.
Yeah, that could not be allowed.
So go to Kexi.com and get your Kexi cookies today.
Wow.
KEKSI.
That's embarrassing. I don't even want to finish the Fat Five.
Right? I mean, it ruined the day. We might as well go home.
Shut it down?
Or just going home. Shut her down. Yep. Power it down, Chris.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets, Jeffy Deflector 3000 tweets, whenever I hear John Fetterman speak, I'm always expecting him to wander off and start making no sense. And I'm always surprised when he does make sense. Yeah, lately especially, he has been making some sense. Matt Anderson tweets, regardless of politics, it's good to see that John Fetterman seems to have fully regained his communication abilities. Good for him. Yeah, I'm not sure it's fully, but I'm
not sure that's true.
Much, much closer than he was. It's true. Kenneth Parker, liberalism is a mental problem. Fetterman got himself help. Yep. High Plains Stranger, I miss the classic protest chants like, hell no, we won't go. We won't fight for Amoco. They don't make them like they used to. No, they do not. PSYOP plant. Reality is not getting what you want. Grow up. From the illegalist alien, the only reason Foreigner made it into the Hall of Fame is because of Joe Biden's open border. Oh, is that because foreigners coming across the border?
So,
is that a foreigner?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Okay. Untrue. Don't. Tweets, when did Joe Biden join Foreigner? Oh, no, honey. Is that a reference to the struggle of Lou Gramm? No.
No, that's... Come on.
Honey, no.
Wow.
Not even close.
I mean...
Over $1,300,000,000,000,300,000,000,000.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No.
I mean, come on. Come on now. And he's had some real health issues.
I mean, so is Joe.
No, he hasn't.
What health issues?
He had some eye strokes, right? That's why he has to wear that's why he has to wear the aviators.
Okay.
And he's always
the stuttering problem.
That's right. Thank you.
Dating back to childhood.
Always.
Don't forget the stuttering problem.
I have not.
Did you see Mark Hamill speaking out again? I wish this guy would shut his mouth. I really do. Or, talk to your liberal Hollywood friends. Don't do this stuff openly so we can't stand the sight of you. I don't understand it.
They all do.
I don't get it. But, of course, this is the guy, if you're not aware, plays Luke Skywalker in Star Wars.
His only role. Has he done anything else?
Really. Yeah, he's done voiceover work in animation.
I understand he's done a lot of animation stuff.
He had, right after Star Wars came out, there was a movie called, was it Corvette Summer or something? It was a racing movie. He raced cars. And I remember the ad for it. We used to mock it all the time. One of the lines that he uses in the movie is, "Eat my dust." So that was his big claim to fame, other than Star Wars. But he just claimed President Joe Biden to be the best president we've ever had, unquote.
I mean, that's
not
what they're preaching.
Yeah,
that's what they're preaching. I mean, we had that kid, what's his face, Harry Sisson, give us the who to vote for test.
Oh.
And this will win you over. This will win you over.
I'll bet it will, because he's brilliant.
You and we're going to do a quick test, and this will tell you who to vote for president in 2024. All right, question 1. Do you think someone facing 88 felony charges and is in criminal court right now should be the next president of the United States?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Do you think someone who's been found liable for sexually abusing a woman should be the next president of the United States?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Because he was railroaded.
Do you think someone who committed extensive business fraud and was held liable by courts for doing so should be the next president of the United States?
Yes.
Do you think someone who incited an insurrection in 2021 should be the next president of the United States?
No.
Nope.
Nobody
and finally,
did that.
Do you think someone who lied about the 2020 election, claimed they won when they knew they didn't, should be the next president of the United States? Absolutely not.
Yes, I do.
And if you said no to all of those questions, then you're not voting for Donald Trump.
I guess
Awful
I am
guy.
voting
Instead,
for Donald
vote
Trump.
for President Biden, who's a good person, and he's invested in infrastructure, lowered healthcare costs, made the largest investment in fighting climate change in world history, and more. The choice is so clear.
It
Those
sure
two,
is.
let's go with Biden. Easy.
Nope.
Wow. Okay, so then...
You ever wanted to punch somebody in the face more than that kid? Seriously. I mean, oh my gosh. It's just despicable.
There's no doubt.
Oh, there's
no
so
doubt.
hard to take.
Then I see that yesterday, and then I also see this video that was made from a Western Lensman who on his bio says creator, video producer, anti-communist. He, along with this Blake Habron, put this video together, a warning to America. 25 ways the U.S. is being destroyed, explained in under 2 minutes. Now, I will say, we've covered most of this on this show, and we try to, obviously make the apocalypse fun. In this 2 minutes, I don't think they're trying to make the apocalypse fun.
A warning to America. 25 ways the U.S. is being destroyed in under 2 minutes.
Okay.
1. Open borders and illegal immigration. 2. Rampant crime in unsafe cities. 3. Mass addiction and fentanyl. 4. Election insecurity and interference. 5. The educational indoctrination of children. 6. The asymmetrical weaponization of justice. 7. The destruction of private property rights. 8. Inflation and debt. 9. The global depopulation agenda. 10. Record low fertility and plummeting birth rates. 11. Unaccountable federal bureaucracies. 12. Toxic food supply. 13. Vaccine and pandemic disinformation. 14. The trans contagion and sterilization of children.
Wow.
15. overprescription of pharmaceuticals. 16, destruction of the nuclear family and parental rights. 17, DEI and the new racism.
Thank you.
18, moral and societal decay.
For sure.
19, the financing of endless foreign wars.
Yes.
20, the sprawling surveillance state. 21, the centralization and consolidation of government power.
Sure.
22, the destruction of trust in institutions. 23, the censorship industrial complex. 24, state media propaganda. 25, the smearing of those who challenge it.
I mean,
wow. Wow. Well done.
Yes. Really well done. I mean,
how do you argue with that?
Well, 24 instead of 25, but.
Oh, because the prescription drug thing. Yeah. What a surprise you'd have an issue with that. Huh. That's weird.
I mean,
that's weird.
Pretty obvious.
Oh, man.
It's frightening.
Yeah. They make a pretty good case there.
Yes, they do.
I don't know how you argue with it.
Well, Harry Sisson did.
Mark Hamill did. I love under the Mark Hamill tweet when he called him the best president ever. John Cooper writes, "Worst Jedi mind trick ever." So true. And then you got Michael Douglas, who was on, what show was he just on? Let's see.
I forget. He was blabbing.
Oh, yeah. Fareed Zakaria's GPS on Sunday, which nobody knows who Fareed Zakaria is, but he's on CNN.
Oh, he's on CNN. What are you talking about? CNN. Nobody knows who Fareed is.
Yeah,
he's a legend.
When was the last time we talked about Fareed Zakaria?
He's been on CNN forever.
I know, but we never talk about him anymore. There was a time.
Yeah, there was.
I think it was during the gun control stuff. I think he's really agonizing on that, but he's virtually been ignored ever since. So that's good. But now he just had 79-year-old Michael Douglas on. Now, here's the thing with Michael Douglas. He's doing the show Franklin.
Yeah.
Which is an Apple TV original. And it's pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
It's pretty good. And it's just unfortunate that you got him now being paid attention to and babbling about
that's why he's making the rounds, right? He's got to promo the show, so he's got to do all these shows.
Right. Yep. He's 79 now. He's just a couple years younger than Biden. He suggested that the president is doing well for his age. Is he, Michael? He added that Biden's cabinet wants to work for him again for the next 4 years, something he could not say about the other candidate. Then he said, quote, "Well, I think that I walk a little similar to him. And the people that I've talked to and everybody that I have around say he's sharp as a tack." He's fine, he continues. "We all have an issue of memories as we get older. We forget names. Something, we forget something. He's overcome a stutter in life."
Think about it.
Unquote. There it is. There's the stutter excuse.
Points.
Every time.
Yeah.
Do you know that he's had a lifelong stuttering problem and you're mocking him? How can you make fun of this man when he's sharp as a tack? Unbelievable. The people that fall into that and spew that rhetoric, have you ever seen a clip of this guy? Do you pay any attention to the news?
At all.
Ever. I mean, it's literally every day that you look up and you see a clip of him and you think, my gosh, he can't get through it. He can't possibly get through the day, let alone the rest of the presidency in another 4-year term. But they ignore it all, or they don't pay attention. I don't know which. It's one of the two. They don't care because somebody else is in charge. B, they don't pay attention. Or C, they hate America and they're fine with its destruction. It can only be one of those three things.
I guess.
It can't be anything else because the guy is so compromised. Jeez. Unbelievable.
We can play a couple of
Biden
clips to Biden and AOC, and we can play the Biden what is Biden going to say story. I mean, we can.
Oh yeah. We want to play
You want to play that because I feel like if we play that game, they'll support what you just said.
Okay.
So Biden is at this green speech.
Yeah, with AOC.
With
right?
AOC,
Yeah.
so it's about
Okay.
climate
Yesterday was
change.
Earth Day.
About climate change.
What story you think he's going to recycle from his past?
Oh, man.
Earth Day.
Earth Day.
Does he have an Earth story?
Yeah.
He has a climate change
oil
story.
at the home, right? The oil on the cars.
The oil on the car in
at the car.
Delaware.
Okay, let's see. Joe,
Yes.
go for it.
By the way, parenthetically, my state of Delaware, which
There we go.
everybody thinks is a wealthy state, I live in a place called Claymont, Delaware.
Uh-huh.
It's in that arc that goes up into Philadelphia, into Pennsylvania,
Uh-huh.
into the Delaware River. More energy plants, more oil refineries than anywhere, including Houston, Texas. And I lived
Get out of here.
literally, the school I went to was literally a quarter mile from that border.
Literally.
Covered in
The
oil.
prevailing winds were southeast, where we live. So there was never any incentive for the Pennsylvanians to move to do something, but it affected Delaware. We had the highest cancer rate in the 1970s of any nation, any state in the nation.
What about the oil slick
Guess
on your
what?
windshield?
A lot of us,
Come on.
me included, ended up with bronchial asthma and many other diseases.
And many other diseases.
Oh, yeah, he never got to the oil.
Like dementia. Dementia. Caused
He never
that
got
too.
to the oil
he
slick on
didn't
the
actually.
windows. Gosh
He didn't
darn it.
actually do the oil slick, but it was about
the oil slick. Yeah.
slick thing. I want somebody to look into. Delaware has more oil refineries than Houston, Texas. I don't believe that.
Well,
that can't be
he's
true.
talking about that strip there, right, between Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but he's
and
talking
there.
about it being in Delaware, right?
No, he was saying. I think
Is he
was,
including Philadelphia?
Yeah, he's talking.
I bet
He's
you-
talking about the wind blowing into Delaware. Nobody cared about Delaware.
Come on now. Under any circumstances, I don't think it can be true, but we should look.
And they
at
had
it.
the highest cancer rate.
Yeah, come on now. I don't believe that either. Come on. And it was caused, I guess, by the oil slick on their windshields.
Right.
Yeah, so, man, it's tragic. It's tragic. Dang it. He also said that we must listen to AOC, right? Cut 6.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
And Representative Ocasio-Cortez in New York, I learned a long time ago, listen to that lady.
Did you?
Listen to that lady. We're going to talk more about another part of the world, too, real quickly.
Okay, well, it's that lifelong stuttering problem that caused that. Lifelong stutterer.
That guy.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
You're right. I'm struggling with the stuttering. Yeah.
There's also, he was talking about solar panels that will give us more breathing room.
And folks, Solar for All will give us more breathing room and cleaner breathing room.
Wait.
Okay, wait. What?
Sharp as attack.
Solar
Sharp
panels
as attack.
will give us more breathing room and a cleaner breathing room.
And folks,
What?
Solar for All will give us more breathing room and cleaner breathing room.
Solar for all.
Solar for all. So that's going to expand the territory that we exist on?
Yes.
The world will grow bigger.
The sun is going to get
and
bigger.
cleaner. Oh,
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
Solar for all.
It's going to create more land mass? That's
Yes.
great.
Sharp as
All right.
attack.
Sharp as attack. Yeah, but, then there's the lifelong stuttering problem, which causes him not to make any sense.
And now you
So-
see why he was compared to Lou Gramm.
Yes.
Look at that.
That's
Wow, just
oh,
we need
man.
to stop doing that.
Yeah, because the Lou Gramm thing. Now you've gone too far. That's a step too far. All right. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorms. Proven Oxy technology. It quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and a lot more. Cleans the air of allergy-causing particles so you can breathe easy again. And I've mentioned the last few weeks that we've been doing this remodeling in our house. And so the smell of silicone is really strong because they use that to stick the countertops to the surface. And man, it is a strong, strong smell. So I plugged in the Eden Pure Thunderstorm into our master bathroom. I'm sorry, our primary bathroom.
Thank you.
And it just eliminated that in just a few minutes. Gone. And so we could sleep again. It was fantastic. We actually don't sleep in the primary bathroom, but adjacent to it is our
where you
bedroom.
sleep.
Yeah,
Right.
is our primary bedroom. So
With all that,
I didn't want there to be confusion like, hey, Pat, you sleep in your bathroom? That's kind of weird. No.
It is kind
we
of
actually
weird,
don't.
but
Yeah.
whatever
It would be
whatever
a
you
little
need
weird.
to do.
But I've had a lifelong stuttering problem, so sometimes I do that.
So all
all
the goo and smell from the glue is all gone?
It's gone.
Does that stuff get stuck on the filters in the in the purifiers or
no?
It doesn't.
And here's why, Jeffy. There are no filters
Oh, wow.
in the Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers. Is that incredible?
Wow.
Nothing to replace, nothing to pay for. It's just so great. And right now you can save over $200 on a 3-pack of Thunderstorms for your home. So great. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers. Under $200. Save when you use the discount code PAT3. Okay, go to EdenPureDeals.com. EDEN, EdenPureDeals.com. Promo code PAT3.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Mega trends in normality tweets. The Blaze offices will not be held hostage by the Kexi Mafia. Apparently not when they're ordering crumble cookies. Unrepentant thought criminal. Apparently, Luke has joined the dark side even before endorsing Emperor Pedo Pete. Chuck Shazam Bartowski. Mark Hamill should try a new career in lightsaber sword swallowing. I'd pay-per-view for that. Jeremiah was a bullfrog tweets. Mark Hamill was also in The Big Red One with Lee Marvin. That's amazing. Wow. I didn't realize that up until now.
How? I mean,
what
Lee
was he,
Marvin,
like 2?
Right, Lee Marvin must have been 100 at the time.
He must have been older. Because, that goes back a ways. Paco D. Hearing about stars supporting Biden reminds me, if we don't get the Biden Broadway show before July, I'm going to be, upset.
No, it's coming. Don't worry about it.
Toby's account, of course, Biden is sharp as a tack. They just mean the end you hammer. Okay? Yeah, all right. Mm-hmm. Argyle Bargle-Rar. All right. Joe the Marshmallow just said, we choose democracy over freedom. Yeah, he's done that before as well. We choose truth over fact. We chose democracy over freedom. I don't know. Sloth and Gluttony Awareness tweets, ever since Obama, I can no longer stand the word folks. I would like that word banned forever. A BS lie is coming after the word folks every time. Why don't they just say, hey, peon? Yeah, instead of folks. Yeah. The Honorable, I'm a lickin' butter. Are stuttering and muttering the same thing? No, they're quite different. And I'll thank you to notice the fact that the poor man has had a lifelong stuttering problem.
Thank you.
So it's not muttering and it's not babbling. It is stuttering. Just know that every time you watch him speak. And you'll know that this poor man suffers with a disability and should not be mocked. Am I right? Who's with me on that?
I'm with
everybody.
I have not seen these clips where AOC and Joe were out. So I guess AOC, since she was with them, she's the one that got tasked with babysitting Joe.
Yeah,
right. She's the one that's got to look after him. And there's a couple of clips here that talk about how AOC got stuck babysitting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she had to do to.
Oh, yep, she's leading him around.
Get the anti-Semitic protest!
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally holding his hand so he can get wherever it is he needs to go.
He's looking good there, though.
Look at that tight. He is holding to dear life.
Yes.
He is.
President, what's your message to the protester?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
We got some nice comments from AOC, too. She talked about the peaceful protesters. Here she is, cut 7.
As we once again witness the leadership of those peaceful student-led protests on campuses like Columbia, Yale, Berkeley, and many others.
That are not peaceful.
Ocasio-Cortez in New York. I learned a long time ago. Listen to that lady.
More comments on the protesters.
It is especially important that we remember the power of young people shaping this country today, of all days, as we once again witness the leadership of those peaceful student-led protests on campuses like Columbia, Yale, Berkeley, and many others.
Oh, my gosh. They just want, this is the same thing as the mostly peaceful protests in the summer of 2020 with the buildings burning in the background as they're calling it a mostly peaceful protest. Same thing.
Yep.
They're making excuses for these radical psychos again.
Because they need their votes.
Yeah, they do. Yes. These are the people, though, they have to placate every single time because that's where the Democrat Party is now. They're so extreme, they've got to placate communists, terrorists, Islamists. It doesn't stop for them. They're the people who want abortion up to and including birth, after birth, 6 months after the birth, 6 years after.
Well, it's a mother's right to choose.
Well, yeah. When can you not kill your child?
Well, it's between a mother and her doctor. That's between the mother and her physician.
Is it? Okay. So, whenever. I mean, if your baby is 20 years old, you can go ahead and terminate, I guess.
Well,
is 20 too old?
Yeah,
what is the cutoff?
19.
19?
Yeah, before the 20th.
Okay. All right. So as long as you get them before their brain is fully developed, it's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Get them before they're paying a 38% tax rate. That should be the cutoff. Because they're probably middle-aged by the time they get to the that kind of a tax rate.
Probably will change, so it'll be like 14.
Yeah. All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Some interesting goings-on are going on. The Biden administration was trying to block government funding for school shooting courses like hunting and archery.
Well, you can't have that.
But the House voted against it this week in a somewhat convincing vote. 424-1. The Protecting Hunting Heritage and Education Act was passed 424-1 after it was discovered that the Department of Education was restricting the funding for hunting and archery teaching in schools. And Congress overwhelmingly voted down the Biden administration on that one. How about that?
That's
a lot of Democrat support there.
About?
I don't know.
What's that about?
I don't know.
I don't know that.
Because it says hunting.
I know.
I guess they're okay with hunting. So if you're using your gun to hunt, that's okay to the Democrats. But don't you dare use it for self-defense. Yeah, right.
Better be the right gun.
Right, because what? Are the deer wearing Kevlar? No. I don't think so. Also, the New Guinea comment blowback continues. This is great. The Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, James Marape, said his nation does not deserve to be labeled as a bunch of cannibals.
Okay, calm down. There, Papa.
And he urged the U.S. to clear up the remnants of World War II that are littered across the Pacific. Biden had appeared to imply his uncle was eaten. You think he appeared to imply he was eaten by cannibals after his plane was shot down, which wasn't shot down.
Right.
And he wasn't flying it, which Biden also lied about. But he said President Biden's remarks may have been a slip of the tongue. However, they weren't a slip of the tongue.
No, they were not. It was a stuttering thing.
Thank you. That's why he lies. He's had a lifelong stuttering problem.
Not lying. He's stuttering.
Over $1.3 billion.
And there is another example of the stuttering problem. But he said, my country does not deserve to be labeled as such. I urge President Biden to get the White House to look into cleaning up these remains of World War II so the truth about missing servicemen like Ambrose Finnegan can be put to rest. That was a nice way to say, stop calling us cannibals, okay? You're perpetuating a stereotype of New Guinea that we don't appreciate.
Yeah, well, tough.
Really nice way of saying that.
I don't know whose side I'm on now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, calm down there, Papa. Okay.
Oh, man. So the lies are just going to continue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just going to continue.
This ad, Pat, I want to play an ad for you.
All right.
That was released. I think Gavin Newsom released this, but it's a Democratic ad. About, well, I just play the ad. And I feel like it's not real, but I think it is.
We're almost there. You're going to make it.
Trump Republicans want to criminalize young Alabama women who travel for reproductive care.
Miss?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle, take a pregnancy test.
Stop them by taking action at righttotravel.org. Campaign for Democracy Group is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Is that a parody?
That is jaw-dropping. That can't be real. Is it real? Are they really trying to say you're going to be arrested if you leave Alabama to try to get an abortion? The cops will chase you down and arrest you.
And pea-stick you,
Yeah, pea-stick you.
That's unbelievable.
Well, funny thing how on that commercial, the people are white.
Yeah.
Because all of the commercials now are mixed. But on that one?
Yeah, on that
one.
Right,
They're
everybody's
all white.
Yeah.
Last time I checked.
Especially the cop who talk like that.
Yeah.
Miss, you're going to have to pee on this stick guy.
Get out of the car.
And get out of the car. And you're going to have you take a lake.
Last time I checked, Planned Parenthood is in the black neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Not in the white neighborhoods.
80% in minority areas. 80%. Wow.
I mean,
that's despicable.
Okay. Yes.
Despicable. I mean, that's a word that just doesn't go anywhere near far enough anymore when you're describing Democrats and their agenda and the lies that they tell and the rhetoric they spew. Really incredible. Jeez. Okay. Also, Miranda Devine in the New York Post had this interesting article about Joe Biden and how Democrats are treating him like the Weekend at Bernie's guy, sort of Weekend at Biden's, because they're dragging him around this corpse, trying to get him reelected, and they're propping him up all over the place and pretending like everything's fine. Yeah. She writes, there was a macabre familiarity to the sight last week of a dead man in Brazil being wheeled into a bank by a greedy relative to sign a loan document.
You see this video?
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't know if we have that, but it's incredible.
No, we don't have it.
The woman is seen on social media video talking to the corpse in the wheelchair. So she wheels this dead uncle in, and she's trying to hold up his head, which keeps flopping down because he's dead. Yeah. So with one hand, she's trying to hold up his head. With the other hand, she's pushing the wheelchair.
And using her hand on his hand to sign the documents.
Yeah, she puts a pen in his dead hand and makes him sign this document to secure a loan of $3,250.
Is she trying to say that that's Jill Biden with Joe?
Yes, that's exactly what she's saying. She's making the connection there. She says, isn't it a pity we can't charge the Democrat Party with the offense that this woman in Brazil was charged with? After all, the barbaric treatment of Uncle Paulo in Brazil is a metaphor for how Democrats are using an infirm 81-year-old Joe Biden to defraud the electorate. It's a great point. That's really good. Those of us not in on the scam are the bank teller saying, hey, he doesn't look well. Are you sure he's okay?
He's fine.
Apparently the bank teller or the bank official actually said that to her. He doesn't look well right now. He's kind of pale.
He's fine.
Yeah, well, he's been dead for several hours, so
he's fine. Let's just get this wrapped up. I got to get him home.
Oh, man. But most Americans would agree, she writes, that the weekend in Bernie's presidency has not turned out well. It's not just Biden's sepulcher presentation, but his administration's increasingly unpopular policies covering the economy, the border, foreign affairs, and a raft of fringe social engineering projects, such as Friday's rewriting of Title IX, which effectively abolishes the distinction between women and men.
Just terrible. I mean, we've just destroyed women's sports and any semblance of women in athletics. It's ridiculous. In general.
And they do it under the guise of Title IX, which was instituted to try to protect women in sports in college. And it's doing the opposite.
Yeah.
It's hurting women. So, great article. But she finishes it up by saying, snarling denials of reality probably aren't a good recipe for electoral success. But these days, that isn't the only way to win elections, and turnout will be key this year as voter enthusiasm sinks to all-time lows. Even if Biden is a dead man walking, you can bet Democrats have plenty of dirty tricks up their sleeves to make this happen. And you see that every day.
Oh, yeah.
You see them using those dirty tricks every single day.
And the numbers are dwindling for who's going to vote. I'm trying to think. Did I save the story about the numbers? But there was a big story about how the numbers on who's going to vote are so low now.
Yeah, because nobody's interested.
Yeah, nobody cares.
They wanted a better choice than Biden versus Trump again. And so the enthusiasm's at an all-time low.
Right.
But if Trump wins on almost every issue, he should win this election. Handling a crisis. Who's better at handling a crisis? Trump wins 46-42. Who has a stronger record as a president? Trump, 46-39. Dealing with inflation and cost of living. Get this. Trump, 52-30.
Wow.
Necessary mental and physical health. 45-26 for Trump. He also has a 9-point edge over Biden over who is competent and effective. 47-36. That's not 9 points. That's 11. But they put 9 in the article. 47-36. He's got an 11-point lead there. And that was a category where Biden had a 10-point lead over Trump in 2020. Now it's 11 points the other way. It has switched 21% in that particular category. Wow. There were more head explosions for Dems over at CNN, where voters in the battleground states of Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin viewed Trump more favorably than Biden by 4 points, 47-43. In 2020, the situation was exactly flipped, 50-45. So not exactly flipped, but 5 points in favor of Biden. Now it's 4 points in favor of Trump.
Are these likely voters?
I worry about you.
Are they, with these numbers, are they likely voters or are they just people?
Doesn't say.
Yeah, because
does not say.
If the numbers are at an all-time low of who's going to vote, I don't know if that switches over to voting.
I don't know either. I don't know, but we'll soon find out in November.
We can't do another term of Joe Biden.
We can't. As much as they think we can't survive another 4 years of Trump, it's the exact opposite. It's true. I don't think this country survives another 4 years of this buffoon and his agenda. It'll kill us.
I mean,
it's already killing us.
We're close to doing that prior to the election.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me take a minute to tell you about backyardbutchers.com. They're delivering American-raised and harvested meat from right here in our own American backyards to dinner tables across America. Backyard Butchers will only source beef and chicken from American farms, and they deliver the cuts right to your doorstep every single month. Grass-fed and grain-finished. This meat tastes amazing. Cut out the frustration from the meat aisle and go to backyardbutchers.com. Save an extra 20% off your whole order by using the code UNLEASHED. And when you subscribe, get an additional 10% off and free shipping. Backyardbutchers.com/unleashed. Over 500,000 happy customers across America. Hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google, and an American-based customer service team of stay-at-home moms. They'll make sure that your orders are delivered right on time every single month. Get the person in your house who buys groceries to go to backyardbutchers.com/unleashed and buy all U.S. American meat. They'll also save you 20% off your first order, and when you subscribe, you get an additional 10% off too, and free shipping. Backyard Butchers, they're on a mission to bring American-raised, harvested, and affordable meat back to the dinner table. So again, go to backyardbutchers.com/unleashed. Get 20% off your entire order. And when you subscribe, you'll get an additional 10% off and free shipping.
That gray is unleashed.
The Biden administration has taken yet another anti-oil move. So this is good because, man, they're trying to bring down those gas prices for you. They're really working hard at it.
They're doing whatever they can.
Aren't they, though?
They're doing whatever they can.
Yeah, and we've seen this from day one with the Biden administration. In a sweeping win for climate and environmental advocates, Biden on Friday finalized a rule to ban fossil fuel drilling on nearly half of the Anwar Reserve in Alaska, the National Petroleum Reserve there, alongside other major conservation actions. The Interior Department will block oil drilling on over 13 million acres in the Western Arctic, including about 40% of the land of the NPRA, a remote area that's home to protected animal species, including polar bears and caribou. And apparently the drilling there disrupts their mating habits. They don't like to hear the sound, and it gets them out of the mood. And so,
I mean, you don't want to be messing with caribou business, man.
You don't.
Do not want to mess with caribou business.
What you need is to pipe in some Michael Bublé.
Well, we actually found out, though, that the pipeline...
Some space heaters, and just make things a little nicer for them up there.
I thought we found out that because of the pipeline... that the caribou were breeding and
because it was warmer.
More.
Yeah, they'd get near the pipeline where it was warmer.
The caribou were like, oh, yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. Why don't you back that little caribou up over here?
That's right, Mama. Yeah. The reserve is more than 23 million acres of public land and an underground emergency oil supply for the U.S. Navy that was designated as such in the early 1920s. More recently, it's become the site of the ConocoPhillips-owned Willow Project, which is a controversial oil drilling venture in the Arctic. When Biden approved Willow in March 2023, it sparked intense backlash, of course, among young people on social media because they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Thank you.
They think they know. They don't. They don't know what they're talking about.
I'm going to be angry
Drives me out of my mind.
Protest from my iPhone that these petroleum companies are bad.
That they're killing the planet. I've been told that my whole life in school, that the planet is being systematically destroyed by the boomers, and it's pissing me off, and I want it to stop because I won't have a home in which to live anymore. That's what they think.
Yes.
The left has done such a good job of scaring the crap out of them that there's no convincing them otherwise either. You know, you try to tell them, look, none of this stuff. The Arctic isn't melting. The sea ice is not melting. The oceans are not getting bigger. They're not rising. The temperature isn't up toward where it's dangerous for us at all. In fact, the increase that we have had of 0.9 degrees over the last 100 years is beneficial to growing food. Less people are starving, Pumpkin. It's a good thing. Warmer weather means more food. You know, unless you're raising it 3 or 4 or 5 degrees or something in a very short amount of time, then it might be harmful. That's not happening.
And all the talk about, animals are going extinct. We also find new animals
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Oh, we didn't know that animal existed. Oh, okay.
We usually find out that an extinction event has happened with a species before we even knew there was that species.
Correct.
How often does that happen? All the time.
And we also find that, we thought that animal was extinct. But look at that. There he is again now.
And now we just found 48 million of them hiding over here in this peninsula.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That happened with some penguin species. Remember that?
Yes, and it happened again with some other.
They literally found millions of them.
They found it was, I think it was a whale, a certain kind of whale that they just found. And we thought those were dead.
And they're not?
They're not. They were just swimming where you weren't.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
They just don't pop to the surface and say hi on a regular basis.
It's just amazing to me.
That doesn't mean they're not there.
I
know it is. It is amazing.
Did the cicada event happen?
The cicada?
Yeah.
Did
that
the
happen?
cicadas?
Cicada?
That's happening. You say cicada, I say cicada.
The cicadas.
Did that happen?
No,
that's coming.
It was supposed to happen, right?
Now, they're springtime.
Is it next week?
Springtime. It's already happening. I don't know the exact dates, but it's coming.
They're coming out to play soon.
Yeah.
And when they do, especially back east, you don't want none of that.
No, you do not.
They literally said there will be trillions of them. Trillions. Because 2 different species are coming out at the same time, and it only happens once every 221 years. The last time it happened, Thomas Jefferson was president of the United States.
Right.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
I mean, this is happening now today because of climate change, but the last time it happened,
right, it wasn't. It wasn't climate change then. It was just something that happened every 221 years. But because of your SUV, because of your SUV, the cicadas are coming out in 4th this year.
Yeah. So, good luck. God bless.
Also, this is fun. Kanye West just made a
who?
Shock. Kanye West. I'm sorry. Ye.
Okay, thank you.
What the heck? What is his name now?
You.
Didn't mean to offend you. Ye.
Yeah.
Just made a shocking confession as he revealed he wants to have a threesome with his wife Bianca Censori and Michelle Obama.
Big Mike.
Ick. I mean, we all knew that Kanye was a little off, but this is way beyond anything I ever imagined.
Maybe we'll get the answer. Is she Big Mike?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
right?
Maybe that's.
Yeah, let us know, man.
Let us know.
Let us know.
If you can make this happen, please share the details later on.
You will.
At least one detail. Is she Big Mike or is she Michelle? It'd be nice to have that resolved once and for all.
Yes,
wouldn't it?
would.
Please.
It's just incredible.
Awesome.
He does some weird stuff, doesn't he?
I don't
know if he does it on purpose just for the publicity, because nobody's been talking about him for a while. So, they haven't done another nude shot of his wife walking down the street in a few days. So he does stuff like this.
They've been giving him a hard time about his music, and they've been pulling some of his music, and so he needs to be in the press. No question.
You're right.
He's banned, I think, from Paris because his butt crack was showing on one of the boats.
What?
Yeah.
He's banned from Paris?
Yeah, there's a little
because
stupid little boats.
He and what's her face were they were taking care of some business on one of the little boats, right?
Were they?
Yes, they were.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. They're a weird couple. Apparently, she wears a lot of clothing that looks like...
Yes, she does.
Naked, like she's naked.
Yeah.
I can barely stand to look at him, but I do. Because
somehow you do?
Well, it's news. It's news, so I do.
And you need to keep up on that.
You have to.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
You have to. Yeah. All right.
That's what we do.
Because you don't want
What
to
am I supposed to do? Look away?
Well, yes.
Yes. You're a married man.
Yes, that is
Your
what you're
scriptures
supposed
readings
to do. Yes.
Say protect your eyes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, for the work, for the job, you have to.
I don't believe there's an addendum in that.
No, there isn't.
For the job.
Yeah.
There is in my world.
Is there? All right. Okay, if you say so. Also, suddenly the left-wing media is apparently now concerned with embryos, at least the Palestinian ones, because remember how upset they were about the Alabama law? Man, that was the worst thing that's ever happened, is that if you drop an embryo in Alabama, it could be murder.
I mean, they're pulling people over in Alabama to take pee tests.
Right? We just saw that on the commercial. So Reuters just published an article, a video segment, and a podcast last week lamenting a strike that Israel did on Palestinian territory that said it destroyed an estimated 4,000 frozen embryos in Gaza City's Al-Basma IVF facility.
Boy, that's a shame, huh?
That's a shame.
I hate to see that.
Of course, now all of a sudden, these embryos matter. We care. And they are really angry over these embryos being destroyed in the Gaza Strip. Huh. Interesting, isn't it?
That is.
What hypocrisy.
That is interesting.
What hypocrites. Just unbelievable. All right. 888-900-3393. We'll see you again tomorrow. And also on Overtime.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.